Okay, boom. All right, welcome back to I'm Glad You Asked. I'm Bianca Ariel, business coach and creator of the Creator Calling course.
And I am Dominique Rice, owner of Dominique Rice Consulting and a few nanny agencies.
Awesome, awesome. So Dominique, tell me how your week went. I feel like I haven't talked to you.
I know this week has been so busy, but good. Like it was like busy, but like I'm like taking rest and working out. And so I feel really good. But overall, I went to Baltimore this past weekend. Shout out to my girl, Nikki, who hosted me and my other girlfriend, Tiara. And we flew in and just lounged around, meditated, journaled, did our regular jobs, and just had a girls' time. And then Saturday night, we went out on the town, and just Baltimore really loves me. And I love Baltimore back. So it's fun. What's been going on with you?
Woo! So I dropped out of coaching school. So what I've discovered and the feedback that I've been getting from my clients is that I don't necessarily need certification in coaching. That's just a natural talent that I have. So I actually enrolled in a introductory neuromarketing and consumer behavior class. Okay, so this is going to be studying the unconscious behavior of consumers. So traditional marketing is looking at research based on the awareness that consumers have, right? So when they do traditional marketing measure, they measure numbers based on any product that's already selling. They know by the numbers, right? But they don't know why these products are selling, okay? So neuromarketing kind of studies that unconscious behavior and the decision-making that we have even 7 seconds before we even make a final selection. So we're looking at a lot of different elements. And it's really just kind of focusing on like human behavior. So that's something that I'm interested in. I actually worked in neuroscience for over 5 years in the clinical space, right? And I've also been certified in digital marketing as well. So I think the neuromarketing field is fairly new. It's very controversial, but I'm liking the different elements because it really, so far, it's really identifying the importance of brand. And it's really diving deep in different research and studies that kind of evaluating basically identical brands like Pepsi and Coke, but somebody's awareness of a brand and the reason why people will select something just because of its reputation. So it really goes in hand on why branding and consistency is super, super important. And when I work with my clients, it's not only me saying, well, this is what we have to do as far as branding. It's giving me a reason or it's giving me an outlet to provide the reasons why we have to do these things. So that's all I've gotten to so far. I've only been in it for a week. It's just a couple months long, but it's introductory. And then I wanted to kind of get my feet in wet for now because there is an actual business school that focuses on neuromarketing, which is like a longer term commitment. And it's actually a master's program. But what I'm finding is I'm very self-taught in a lot of arenas, and I may not need the full scope of practice in certain areas. What I need to do is start looking and focusing on specific subjects that are going to help me help my clients' businesses. Okay, so I already have an MBA. I've already have my certification in digital marketing. I've already have coaching clients. So I really don't need anyone to teach me how to start a business because that's what I help other people do. What I need to do is start to become more well-versed in different fields of marketing and sales. So that way I can deliver that information to my clients. So that's that. I enrolled in French school, so I'm going to start learning French. That was on one of my goal setting lists for this year. So because I can't go to France and learn one-on-one, I started just taking some French classes, and then hopefully once everything opens back up, I can go to France and then kind of take like more of an advanced course. I took French in high school, and I really want to learn a second language. And everybody may think because I'm in Mexico, it's Spanish, but I really want to learn French. I think it's just a sexy language. And that's what I'm interested in. I started working with my new client this week. And this week we are actually helping him focus. So this is what happens. And I know I'm ranting, but I had a lot going on this week. So when I go into a session, I'm always ready to like start on the business. Okay. So he has a wellness business and a marketing business. So I'm always ready to go in and help them with their launch. But based on our conversation, I realized that he wasn't ready. and this is where my coaching comes in. He had a lot of stress in July, and he really, before we start on work on his business for August, we really had to release and resolve a lot of things that were going on in his life throughout the month of July. So he had some poor business decisions or some poor investment options that he really was just feeling overwhelmed with. And he had a lot of what I call pending transactions going on. And what I had to tell him is, when you're in transition, working a corporate job and trying to stick your toes into entrepreneurship, everything that you go through is preparing you to make the leap. So in life and in entrepreneurship, there's always going to be pending transactions, because that's just how we work. We don't know where our next dollar is going to come from. We're attracting it. So I had to teach him that element. And then also, as far as decision making and making investments, these are things that are going to come along the trail in entrepreneurship. So not every decision is going to be the best. So you have to just take away, the positive and make it a learning lesson. So we really had to focus on that so he can clear that energy so that we can go into August with a new month. So for the next 2 weeks, I have him focusing on continuing to build the foundations of the business, as far as opening up his business account, connecting everything with QuickBooks. He really wants to make sure that he's formulating his business the way that he should. And then on top of that, I'm asking him to recommit to himself. So he needs to be still. He's one of those people that, like, he sees a new shiny object and he just wants to start something. So we need to be still for the next 2 weeks, recommit to himself, start taking care of himself so that he can step into the vibration for us to start talking about what we want to do with these 2 new launches. So that's what we worked on. Anything else? I think that was my week.
I love it. I love it. So what did you tell him when you dropped out of coaching school?
Told them that this is not a fit. So what I learned from Dominique Rice is you don't need to go into everything. It is what it is. This is not a fit. Please let me know what I need to do to sever ties. That's it. And they wrote back, they're like, I'm sorry you feel that way. They connected me with some student support system, and I haven't heard back from them. So I wrote back and I was like, hey, I haven't heard back. Please let me know what the protocol is, and also what any, refund opportunities are available, because they have a very low dropout rate. So they're probably trying to figure out what to do. But at this point, I've already moved on. I've already gotten into another program that I literally, how we were in class for 30 hours and learned nothing, 2 things. Literally, I can't even go through a module in neuromarketing without like so many notes. Like, I have to put classical music on so I could really dig deep into this research. And it's so intriguing. The brain is so interesting to me. I love it. So this is just more my speed. And I just have to realize that we get caught up in like certifications and things like that. And I think that to me was almost like something that would kind of deem me officially a coach. But I have to understand that I'm already a coach. I don't like, that's for people that need to like realize what they want to do and develop a business, and like, people that are not already in that manifestation. So, I mean, it was a nice experience and I learned from it. Again, poor investment, but that's just part of what it is. It's like, now we know what the best coaching school is doing. And now we know that it validates everything that you and I already know.
Exactly. You don't have to, even like for me, like I'm going back to school. So I have 7 credit hours before I even finish my bachelor's degree. They let a reel play a walk, and then I just like ran off on the plug and just like never went back. So like 6 years later, I'm going to go knock out these 7 credits real quick this semester. So I can start working on my graduate, what I'm going to do next, my graduate degrees and things of that nature. And I never thought I would go back to school. So that's why I really didn't care, but now I'm like, let me just go ahead and knock this out either way to be done. So I am a political science major, minor in sociology, and I only need 7 credit hours. So I have 1 poli-sci class, and then I have 4 hours of electives. So which department do you think Dominique should do her courses in if she has an elective?
Business.
Right. So I contacted business school and I just shared like, hey, here's what I've been doing. I would like to, first of all, I'm thinking about going to get my MBA, but I didn't go into that. And they're like, yeah, you can't take any classes except econ, statistics. I'm like, well, let me explain to you. Here are 3 courses that I want to take and why. And I would like to be granted, according to on here, it says you have to take, the prerequisites or be given permission. And based on my experience in these businesses, this is why I'm selecting these courses, because not only can I learn from this and grow my current businesses as an actual business owner, but I'll be an asset to the class as well as the program. They were like, declined. So then I got real petty and I said, well, I'm going to tell you this. That's your decision. I'll just take an easy course that doesn't apply to me. I said, but I just want you to know when I'm asked to make donations to the school, I'm going to make sure they know this is the exact reason why I will never donate a quarter to anything outside of athletics here, if even that. And I said, you may even make it into my biography about myself after this experience.
Well, look, I mean, isn't that ridiculous? Like, isn't it absolutely ridiculous? Like the structure of how things are formulated. It's like all of this is in theory. I'm showing you practical experience. And you know where practical experience, the only place that practical experience does not apply is college. Everywhere else, you cannot leave college and get a job straight out of college because you have this theory experience. No one cares. They want practical experience. But when you have practical experience and then you try to go back to college, all of a sudden you don't qualify. Like, who are you to I'm paying you. I want to take these classes. This is what I want. Exactly. And you're telling me that I can't take these classes. When I'm showing you, when in your verbiage it says that you have to be granted permission, and I'm showing you practical experience as a business owner, and you're telling me I can't take these classes, I got to take some BS class because this falls under your structure. This shows you how out of line these people are. It's ridiculous. Right. That's what I'm learning about, like, social structure. It's like all a game. It's really all a game. And we really have to be mindful. And as Black women, like, now's the time. Like, look, we've been through all the BS. Like, we are established and we're going places. And at this time, we have to be very mindful of our decisions and our time. And this is what it is. I'm paying you. So it's so fucking ridiculous. Sorry to curse, but it really is what it is.
It is. And so my thing is, especially now that I'm older and like I'm paying for this 100% out of pocket, like there's no Pell Grant, there's no financial aid. Like this is like Dominique paying whatever it costs to like knock this out. So like, I don't know if there's something for me, like literally handing over like my hard-earned money for my businesses that I made millions of dollars as a business owner to pay you to teach me some shit that I probably already know, and I could really probably teach the class and give you actual real life experiences, but you're telling me I can't join this class. Like, you've never owned a business, and obviously you work in the business department because you read a couple of books and got a master's degree, but you've never ran multi-million-dollar corporations. And I'm 30 years old and I've already done all of that. So I don't need to take your class, but matter of fact, don't ask me for shit. Ever. Don't ask me for a donation. Don't ask me to come speak. Don't ask me to whatever. That? Huh?
Did they respond back to that? I love your response though. You're talented.
I think let me get back in.
That's crazy.
Right. I think she was like
provide an explanation on why they declined it.
No, she was just like, she basically didn't respond to that portion. Like, I guess she's like, it's like same thing when you're at the bank or somewhere and they say it's manager's discretion and they choose not to maybe accept a return or whatever it may be. It's like, well, what made you use that discretion against me? So when she gave me this, I'm like, no, I don't want to take those classes. These are the ones that I want to take. She's like, unfortunately, you can't. You have to be enrolled in the department. And then when I said the whole thing, like, well, it actually states that, she basically never responded to that.
Is she, so is someone else you can go to? Is she like the end all be all?
I mean, she's like the head of that department.
Okay. Okay.
I'm like, president of the school and like rock the boat. But I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to give you that energy. Just don't call me for nothing and I won't call you for nothing. And I'll go take some basic class that I can get an easy A in and wrap it up.
Right. Which is unfortunate because as a business owner, like, we actually want to learn. So this is not even where we're forced. We're not to the point in our lives where we're like forced to do something just to go ahead and get it over with. Like, we're like, you know what, I want to take something that I can apply to my business or help with my clients. And it's unfortunate that you can't even do that. That sucks.
Right.
Whatever.
So they're like, yeah, econ or statistics. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not gonna take them hard ass classes to finish up this degree. Like, let me go ahead and get me a damn earth class or go to a couple yoga classes and stuff. I'm not asking on being yoga and weightlifting for my damn last credits. Like, yoga, here I am.
And that's
literally, like, I'm literally gonna have to, like, but where I could just take a business course and like do business to business marketing, or, you know, there's one class I'm gonna really try. It's not their department. It's actually business in Africa.
Ooh.
And that's in the African. So that was one of the ones that wasn't in the business department. It's actually under African studies.
That's
So I am gonna reach out to them. Right. And so she's like, well, that's not under my department, so you need to reach out to them, but the ones under my department now, basically. So I said, all right, so maybe that's God's way of saying, hey, we need to do some more stuff in Africa, like, go ahead and take this class. So I am gonna, you know, reach out to that professor and see if I can get in that class, and then I'll do the class I'm required to take, and then I'm trying to do weightlifting.
Okay.
Well, I'm paying for this personal trainer. Shoot, I'm going to pay for this weightlifting class in college for the free. Well, not the free ski, for that I got to pay for this anyway. So
yeah, I love it. I love this. That sucks, but you know what? Maybe you're gonna end up taking business in Africa. That's good because that's a business. We have a business in Africa.
Literally, like, I mean, does anybody else in this program have a business in Africa other than me? I don't fucking think so. I literally don't think that you own a business based in Cape Town. Like, and I can teach you. I would love for you to. You know what I mean? Not to throw shade that I'm better than, but like, no, I really like do this. Like, have you been to the Kailicha? Like, do you know?
You've been to the Kailicha.
Hey, do you know Koreans? You know after parties in South Africa are lit. You know bottles of Henny in the club's 40. Like, I live this.
Oh, you're making me so excited for Cape Town to open up. Oh my God. Yes, girl. So yeah. Also, we're looking for a social media manager. So one of our early episodes, I was like, by the end of the year, I'm going to hire someone on the team. So I think that's going to be my hire. I really need somebody to focus on social media as far as all the brands that you and I have, because I feel like we've been consistent. I feel like we have some good momentum here. So if we can get somebody to manage all of this, because we both are architects and we both have our own businesses and we are working in other factors. That's that on that. Do you have a question for us this week? I don't have a fun question.
Okay, our fun question for this week is going to be super basic. Okay. Tell me about one of your favorite experiences on vacation or overseas.
My favorite experience on vacation or overseas. So I will have to say the night of my birthday party this year. Remember when you surprised me at dinner? And we went to Cubanas. Yo, that was a lit night. I think that was probably one of the best like experiences. I mean, when I say I was just thrilled, like the food was amazing. The dinner ambiance was amazing. It was my birthday, so it was all about me. And then, yeah, it was super great vibes. And we ended up going to Cubanas and like getting a table, and like I danced all night long to Afro beats, and you know, I'm gonna cut the story right there. So that was a great night. That was wild. That was a wild night.
Yeah, the good times.
What about you?
I did plan that.
You did plan that. That was a great day.
Yeah. It was so fun. I think that it was energy. Energy makes everything.
And it was the people. Like, it was everybody. Like, we were just, and then like when they're playing Villa Versace, and like that was like the song from last year. Oh my God. We were like, it was so much fun. See, when I have a social media manager, I could be like, hey, insert the clip here when we were at Kailicha. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we need. Go ahead.
Show us, like, popping bottles of Henny, eating all the damn meats and stuff that come, the bride that comes around, the pork chops in the club, like, and you're still bad because this is what you do. I was like, yeah, I definitely was made for this. Like, I definitely will be living, like, at South Africa, please let a real player in.
Right.
Like, we ready to come back.
What about you? What about you?
Okay, I have two of them. And so my one was like, I wish you, like, it was my favorite, one of my only good memories of Morocco was when we went glamping.
Oh, how was that?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I'm glad I got back invited because I was uninvited for, you know, bitches be getting a little petty and mad sometimes, you know, it's like friends, you know how friends who are like sisters are, you know, so real player got uninvited, but they invited me back because I said I'm gonna act right. So I got re-invited back, and I'm really glad I put my pride to the side to even allow myself to get re-invited back because I really wanted to go. And I'm so glad I went because it was everything. It was like 6 Black women all in like different spaces, like New York and DC and like just like in the desert. And there's like no Wi-Fi, y'all. like we're out there. Like, so we literally, like, me and Brett, we jumped on the trampoline. We had bonfires. We had all these yummy farm-to-table meals. And it was just like Black girl magic. It was just like everything. Like, it was so fun, but like so real, and like it was the best. So I would say that's probably like one of my favorite experiences so far.
I love it. I've never been glamping. I want to go, but like, yeah, just one night. That's it.
Well, yeah, I definitely like more glamping with like Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all really had to bond. Y'all really had to bond.
I mean, there was like no TV, like no music, like
just glamping.
But we like rode horses and camels.
The horses and camels.
Both of them.
Oh, you rode both of them?
Mm-hmm. We had everything there. Everything. It was like being living on a farm. Like we slept in tents and everything.
Wow. How was like?
There were beds.
There were beds. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. You can find Dominique at DominiqueRice.com. You can find me at BiancaAriel.com. And we look forward to seeing you guys back next week. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.